777, my gorgeous Gemini, 777 is your number when it comes to October 2023, and 777 is most certainly going to lead the way. What do I mean by this? Well, let me tell you. Pay attention to what is going to happen on the 7th of October, what is going to happen on the 17th of October, and what is going to happen on the 27th of October. These 3 days are going to be absolutely, completely different, and completely different things are going to be happening, but they're all going to be leading towards the same thing. They're all going to be leading towards the certain point. They're all going to be leading towards exactly what is missing in your life. And this is going to be a complete game changer. Like, I mean this, because by the time you get to the actual 29th and the 30th of October, this is when the fun is actually going to start. In the most of the unexpected ways, something is going to happen. You're going to have a really kind of a weird situation coming up, but that weird situation was needed so much to shake things up a little bit, in order for you to understand even more kind of like sharply, to understand the importance of you implementing this into your life. There are very interesting signs and realizations that you are going to have, which is all going to lead towards these 2 particular days where you are going to have absolutely enough of certain things that you were doing and keep on repeating, and you just needed a little bit of clarity and confirmation in order to kind of move on with your life. This is gonna be big, this is gonna be huge, this is going to be really important. In fact, listen to me very carefully. 777 are sacred numbers. They are angelic numbers. It's not only about these 3 days which are going to be leading the way. It's like crazy. But at the same time, every single time you notice any combination of these numbers, 777, it could be 7777, it could be 77, every single time you notice combination of these numbers, whether this is going to be on a TV, whether this is going to be on your laptop, whether this is going to be on your iPad, whether you're going to see this on a registration plate, whether you're going to see this on your time, it doesn't matter. Listen to me very carefully. It's bringing you a very sacred moment where almost instantly you need to reflect on what you were thinking at around that particular time. This is exactly what you need to do, and you need to release something. You need to release some kind of negativity. There is something that you're doing to yourself. You're again standing in your own way, and the only way to come out of it is to release this negative energy, and it's going to happen in few different ways. It really depends. So as soon as you become aware of these numbers, you need to reflect on what was on your mind then and there, and you will see, I can assure you that you will kind of doubting yourself about something that you should never doubt yourself about, okay? Something that it's actually gonna bring like a massive celebration and success into your life. So this is why this is so important. And never mind the fact that this is we have got the 31st of October. It's a big mama because it's Samhain, or some people call it Halloween. It's when the veil in between this world and the spirit world is at its thinnest. So we are super intuitive, we kind of understand things on a completely different level. So do not surprise yourself how many spontaneous things are actually going to happen, especially when it comes to the 13th of October. The 13th of October is bringing you a mind-blowing, spontaneous event, which is gonna really make you aware of the fact that there is some kind of transformation about to start, some kind of transformation transformation about to begin. But also I strongly advise you, if someone is trying to push you towards something, you know, like on the 13th of October, almost as if someone will want you really badly to invest into something or something like that. Someone is going to be so pushy with you, and someone is going to feel so not genuine. I really, really want you to understand that there is some kind of a snake that you're going to come across on that particular day. Stay away, baby. Stay away, okay? Do not walk barefoot around the area where you know that the snake is going to bite you. Just put your shoes on, baby. And by that, I mean just like if someone is pushy and if someone is like kind of like a being around you who is like claiming to be something that they are not, or for whichever reason, if you feel like something is not right around that person, move on. It's your sacred sign that there is some kind of a snake who is most certainly going to show their face to you. So this is something that I also need you to pay attention to. And on another note, my gorgeous Gemini, when it comes to this number 777, listen to me very carefully. I know I'm on about them like for such a long time, but I'm telling you that by the end of this month, you are going to have an immense success when it comes to something so specific, and an immense success when it comes to something that created one of the biggest challenges and one of the biggest difficulties of your life. Seriously, you are going to overcome something massive challenge, and that in itself is going to really surprise you, because it's to do with something that you thought that it's never going to come to an end, literally. Not only that, but this is going to put your life in such a nice little advance here, an advanced stage, a victorious moment in time where you are going to become so excited, both because you will fully understand that there are some very specific and important people going to start coming into your life, but also at the same time you're going to become so excited because you are going to become aware of this important some kind of negotiation. And normally you would be like, no baby, no, this would put you off. But now, considering all the circumstances and everything that you've been through over the last 2 or 3 years, this is going to be remarkable. Almost as if you're going to feel like you need to prove your point to somebody that you did not get on with, somebody that you were like kind of really nippy with within the last 2 or 3 years, somebody who's very close to you and maybe you've just fallen out with, you know, because of the huge misunderstanding. And yes, it's to do with specific people in our lives. And now in this situation, like I would say to you, like, you know, when it comes to people like family members, if you don't get on with certain family members and things like that, you just need to remember these people are meant to be on our spiritual journey. They're our family members, you know. They're not necessarily vile, they're not necessarily horrible, but sometimes we just need to kind of work a little bit in order to get to the certain point and certain stage in our lives. We have to avoid our ego, because it takes normally the better out of us. Do you know what I mean? We have to avoid our ego, and we have to stay true to ourselves at the same time. This is all what this spiritual journey is all about. You know, by staying true to ourselves, we kind of do not allow any ego to affect us whatsoever. But I'm speaking about a specific person in your family who you are really gonna come to terms with some kind of specific situation that could become really dangerous later on if you carry on like kind of going through this kind of negativity when it comes to that specific person indeed. So this is why this is going to be so important, my gorgeous Gemini. Absolutely brilliant. And when it comes to health, my gorgeous Gemini, when it comes to health, you really need to kind of like pay attention to what is making you so stressful. Something is making you really stressful, and something is making you feel like you're too frequently too restrained. I'm afraid it's to do with a specific problem in your life that you maybe did not deal with. I'm not having a go at you, don't get me wrong, but it's to do with a specific problem in your life that you maybe didn't deal with, and now it can turn into something much bigger and worse if you don't sort this out. There is something that is preventing you from being happy. There is something that is affecting your happiness, but it's also to do with like a maybe specific person being in your life or a specific person missing in your life. Whatever is causing this imbalance, you just need to kind of like a really, I would highly suggest you to take something like maybe B vitamins, because like a B vitamin complex would be absolutely brilliant, because B vitamin complex, it's also going to be ever so important, natural B vitamin complex, which is ever going to be so important in terms of energy as well, because I know that you are going to lack in energy. So when it comes to the energy and when it comes to these worries, you know, these worries, it's something that you're going to really need to kind of like put a stop to it. You need to identify what this is. But when it comes to the actual, like the energy levels, I would highly suggest you to take a natural vitamin B complex, which is also going to be brilliant when it comes to stress, when it comes to worry, when it comes to the actual energy, and also natural vitamin D3. Natural vitamin D3 and the natural vitamin B complex, if you take this the first thing in the morning, it's both going to give you the energy, but it's also going to be super beneficial when it comes to stress and these worries that you're actually going through. And another thing that I was going to say to you, it's like when you go for these natural vitamins, always make sure that they're made in a natural way. Always make sure that they're without any chemicals, without any unnecessary ingredients, without any unnecessary additives, because they are being sold like really terribly nowadays, and people think that they're doing something good to themselves, and at the end up taking chemicals. So you just need to make sure that these vitamins are without any chemicals whatsoever. And also, what else I was going to say, I do see to you also a slight sensitivity when it comes to your heart. I'm not saying that you're going to have like something bad to do with your heart, don't get me wrong, but I would just need you to take something like omega-3 essential fatty acids, which are going to be superb for circulation, for clogged arteries and things like that, which is going to be super beneficial for your heart, high cholesterol and things like that. So please try to get omega-3 essential fatty acids, and this is also ultimately going to be brilliant for your mind and memory. So you can get this in fish oils, but if you get this in fish oils, like, then you need to make sure that the fish is caught like in fresh, not fresh water, in like a, well, like it's like a wild fish, not a farmed fish. And also, if you are like vegan, if you're vegan, for example, then I would suggest you to go for something like organic chlorella, because organic chlorella, it's also going to be super beneficial for your heart health, for your mind and things like that. And at the same time, it's like basically not to do with like a fish or an animal, you know, whatsoever. So if you're vegan, then I would highly suggest you to go for the actual organic chlorella instead of a fish oil, for example. And this is something which is going to be super beneficial for you. If you're on any other medications, if you are pregnant or if you are breastfeeding, then I just suggest you to talk to your doctor or GP and see if this is going to interact with your existing medications or not. Only they can tell you this. Okay, so now my gorgeous Gemini, the very 1st of October. You know why I'm happy? Because something really terrible is gonna come to an end. You've been sucked dry. You know, your energy's been dry. No, please don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying that your energy's been dry, but there's some kind of problem. It's been like really affecting you, and almost as if like you've kind of lost yourself on the way within the last like a few months, you know. So this is why I'm so happy for you. But going back on the very 1st of October, something very unusual is going to happen on the 1st of October. You're going to have a very, very unusual experience. This unusual experience which you are going to have on the 1st of October, it couldn't have happened at a better time, because it's going to happen right at the beginning of this month. But it does unusual experience is also going to make you aware of exactly what is missing in your life, and it's going to also remind you of some kind of maybe wrong decision that you've made not that long ago, or maybe even that decision was made for you, and it kind of like, I've seen this before, it's going to prolong prolong things a little bit for 1 year. 1 year, it's not a terrible, like, oh my God, it's not the end of the world, but that 1 year is going to be absolutely crucial, because this 1 year from now, within 1 year, you're going to realize that something really crucial about your life, crucial about your happiness, and some kind of crucial decision you're going to make, which is going to be enormous, and it's going to be probably one of the biggest decisions that you made in a long time, and it's to do with your immediate environment. Maybe you're just going to decide to move from one country to another. Maybe you're just going to decide to make a move from one place to another. Maybe you're just going to decide to change everything around you in your immediate environment if you don't want to move and you don't need to move, for example. But I know that there's some kind of change like this. It's going to be brought to the surface. Indeed. By the time you get to the 3rd of October, my gorgeous Geminini, by the time you get to the 3rd of October, somebody in your life that you don't really like, that you can't really stand, it's actually going to surprise you. They're going to do something really nice, and you're going to be like, what are you after? And then there is something really significant that you are going to hear from that person. What that person is going to tell you, it's really going to surprise you, but it's going to open your eyes towards some kind of possibility that you never ever knew you could actually even think about. Some kind of like, this is going to be mental, the way this is going to happen. So it's to do with the possibility that you've manifested in your life, and it's going to happen in such an interesting way, when it's going to come through someone who you don't really like, who you don't really get on with, and you can't stand this person whatsoever. So there is something very interesting that you're actually going to realize about that person as well. Very, very interesting indeed. And what are you going to realize about that person? It's also going to give you some kind of idea how to deal with a specific person in your life, how to deal with a specific person in your life that you just don't know how to sort something out with. So this is also going to work really in such a beneficial way for you, my gorgeous Geminini, like, oh my goodness. By the time you get to the actual 5th of October, now the 5th October, malfunction, Sasha is a robot. Oh my goodness. No, sorry. Before I start, what I highly recommend you to have, my gorgeous Gemini, look at this beauty here. Carnelian. Of course it's carnelian. Very, very powerful. It has got such an immense power in order to rejuvenate us immediately, re-energizes us immediately, because it sparks energy. It inspires confidence, and it's empowering us. As soon as we put carnelian on, we are immediately empowered. So if you are doing something important, if you need a little bit of confidence, if you need something to instantly elevate you, if you need something to spark energy within, whether you're working on a specific project, whether you're just going with the day-to-day things in life, whether you need to speak to someone important, whether you need to like talk to someone who means to you so much, whatever you need, the confidence, empowerment, whatever you need an additional energy towards, carnelian, it's absolutely brilliant. I suggest you to wear this throughout November and December. Indeed, this comes with a gorgeous sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, so thank you very much for that, my gorgeous Geminini. I really appreciate it. By the time you get to the 5th of October, you know that you're gonna see something which is gonna inspire you so much. By the time you get to the 5th of October, this is gonna be a big day for you, because what are you gonna see? It's really going to inspire you. You are gonna feel this, oh my God, I want to create. You're gonna feel like you want to start some kind of a new project, and this is important to follow this urge to create, because it's coming from somewhere very, very sacred. There are very strange and weird ideas that you're going to have, and you know what? Every single one of them you should consider, and you should take, you should take seriously. That's the word I'm looking for. You should take seriously. This is so important because this is going to bring your willpower. It's going to highlight your willpower, power in general. And it's also, this is a lot to do with the potential new beginning, new opportunities and growth. So what is actually going to inspire you, my gorgeous Geminini? What you're gonna feel so like kind of in a mode for action, urge to create. It's also gonna make you feel extremely ambitious and action orientated, and now you're gonna become so driven to succeed like never before. And my Lord, God's gift right now is the fact that you're also going to benefit from fast thinking. Someone is gonna be challenging you at around the same time. Of course, it's never simple, and when you feel challenged, all you need to do is you just need to stand your ground and defend your beliefs. This is important. You know why it's so significant this 5th of October? It's about a new project which you're going to feel so inspired by. The reason why you're going to feel so inspired is because this is going to be so important, both when it comes to your internal happiness, but also when it comes to your financial side of things. This is going to make your financial situation much better in as little as 5 months after this moment in time. And also at the same time is going to start the process of alignment, because especially when it comes to inner happiness, fulfillment, and also you will clearly understand that there is some kind of dream that is actually going to come through. You're still not going to be able to understand exactly how, but what you're going to feel, it's going to come from a completely different dimension. And this is why it's going to be impossible for you not to follow this, because at the same time you are really going to realize that you overcame something very, very hard, very difficult and very heavy, what was preventing you from seeing a bigger picture. And only now, baby, you're going to be able to see the bigger picture. But you need to come out as a natural leader. You need to take over certain things in your life, because if you don't do right now, no one else will. So this is important, to stay true to yourself, to follow this inspiration. And already by the 11th of October, something magnificent is going to happen on the 11th of October, where you are going to make this discovery. And this discovering that you are going to have, it's going to really make you aware of exactly how much potential this actually has, and what an impact on your life this is going to bring. And even more so, you're just going to feel this freedom, which is going to be difficult to resist. Very, very difficult to resist, my gorgeous Geminini. And this is coming from you being a free spirit. This is coming from you being open to explore. And this is coming from you being so excited, because it's coming from this lightness that you are going to feel, which you didn't feel in absolute centuries, baby. This is why this is so important indeed. Another thing I was going to recommend you, it's gonna be like a new jade, absolutely mind-blowing, because I know that you've been worried so much, my gorgeous Geminini. You've been worrying. You're such a beautiful, powerful, spiritual being, but also you can be ever so sensitive sometimes as well. And you must kind of pay attention to the balance, to the actual balance, and you must not allow this to take the better of you, my gorgeous Geminini. I'm just checking my cocoa here. And this new jade is brilliant because it's against depression. It's brilliant when you're feeling low. It's brilliant when you're feeling stuck, and it's brilliant when you're feeling negative. Every single time when you feel each of those emotions, please just wear this new jade. I recommend strongly to wear throughout October, November and December 2023, and every single time when you need a little bit of something to make you see the positive positive side to things. This comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this gorgeous new jade is in the description below. The next important day, it's gonna be on the 17th of October. Now on the 17th of October, this is like, ooh la la baby, it's about a sign. Very, very special, a very, very powerful sign you are going to have here. This sign is gonna bring so much hope and faith into your life. You know, this is going to start the process of a spiritual renewal. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to notice, because of this point of rejuvenation. This is going to start almost like as if something is like, ow, going to hit you at that moment in time. You know, spiritual slap, baby. Spiritualina slapina. Spiritualina slapina, baby. Spiritualina slapina. That's exactly what you're going to have. Spiritualina slapina. Boom. And this is going to be a good one, because it's not only about the sign, but it's about the sign knowing exactly what do you need to give in order to receive. And almost as if almost instantly, oh God, you're going to be worrying like, oh my God, like about some kind of multiple priorities. You're going to be worrying about time management, but it's all what you need to do. It's about the balance. You need to think about balancing decisions, and you just need to be as adaptable as you possibly can. Just remember, this life, this spiritual journey, it's all about stepping into the unknown. It's all about taking risks sometimes as well, but it's more about following our passion. Regardless what happens, as long as you're following out your passion, you are going to reach the right destination in your life. And this is exactly what's happening right now. The new door are about to open. You know, you have to understand that this is going to be a reminder to take action on your ideas, because life is moving ahead, you know, because you are at the same time going to continue to solve issues in very, very practical ways. You know, this is very, very important, and especially when it comes to you reaching a completion in your life. On the 21st of October, this is what's going to be a big mama here. This completion on the 21st of October, you are going to have an accomplishment which is also going to like kind of make you aware of the fact that something has come to an end, and that in itself, it's also the beginning of a transformation, transition, metamorphosis, and the end of a cycle. You are really gonna need to pay attention to what do you need to do in order to bring higher standards into your life right now. But by paying attention which higher standards you need to bring into your life right now, by paying attention to this, you're also removing something negative, something that was shadowing you, your shadow self. You're about to remove. You are going to remove some negative attachment. You're going to remove some negative restriction. You're going to remove some, you know, some kind of like a really pretty much so toxic maybe energy and behavior that was affecting you for so long. So this is why this is going to be ever so important. By the time you get to the 25th of October, my gorgeous Gemini, on the 25th of October, it's like, oh my God, what a crazy month this is going to be. This is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, because on the 25th of October, something is going to happen like, oh my God, something is going to happen. Something is going to happen on the 25th of October. Now, this is going to really surprise you. What is going to happen? It's going to be very unexpected and powerful, and it's to do with this revelation which you are going to have. This is pretty much so to do with a significant life experience that is going to leave you with absolutely no option but to make certain changes. This is brilliant because it's a lot to do with unlimited possibilities. It's a lot to do with you breaking free. It's a lot to do with you releasing old belief system. It's a lot to do with you realizing new beginnings, possibilities, you know, that is going to happen to you in such a spontaneous way, but it's also going to be such a great time because because it's going to bring back trust in life, and at the same time it's just going to make you feel so adventurous as well. So much pleasure after this moment in time. It's going to be very interesting what exactly is going to be unfolding in between the 25th of October and the end of that month. It's going to be miraculous. Some masks are going to fall, and what you're going to see is going to be like worms behind, but it's not going to surprise you. But some other masks are going to fall as well, and what you're going to see behind is going to be absolutely beautiful as well. Okay, so but going back to the 25th of October, you know, this is brilliant because you're going to see that you've had a self-limiting beliefs for so long. It's going to help you to really release negative thoughts. It's going to help you to open to new perspectives, you know, especially when it comes to like your own freedom. So especially in the stage in between the 25th of October and the end of that month, it's all about you, my God, realizing that you're opening to new perspectives, you know, and this is going to be so interesting indeed. Almost as if you're going to start living again, like, whoa. By the time you get to the 31st of October, what I really like here is that you are going to have a courage, you know, to deal with some kind of problem that persistent in your life. You know, courage to speak to someone, courage to talk to someone, courage to sort something out, something that happened at the time when you had some kind of disagreement, you know. So this is a really good sign that you are going to have a courage to do this. And after that, something incredible is going to happen. Not only this is going to be super successful, but you're going to be able to let go of something very negative that was surrounding you. Because of this, you're going to be able to move on, but you're also going to be able to benefit from a new perspective, because that particular person is really going to surprise you, and it's something enlightening. It's going to happen where you're going to really start seeing things in a completely different light than before. The end of that conversation is actually going to bring a deep insight, you know, into like a change that you need to do, what you need to release, and most importantly, what do you need to sacrifice. Almost as if you're gonna get an advice from that particular person at the end. It's gonna turn out to be like that. You're gonna get an advice from the least likely person that you could possibly get such a mind-blowing advice from. Not that you thought that they're thick or something, not that you thought that they're like not capable of giving an advice, but it's just what kind of advice this is going to be. It's going to show you completely different sides to that particular person that you had a disagreement with, for example. So now, my gorgeous Gemini, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationship. Now, gosh, that's like, can you hear that plane? My God. Okay, it's like really close. Nothing would surprise me anymore, you know. Yeah, anyway, so my gorgeous Gemini, now when it comes to those of you in relationship, your partner is really going to surprise you. Your partner is really going to surprise you. They're going to come up with something completely out of the blue. Now, what they're going to say to you, what your partner is going to say to you, it's like a basically, can you hear it? That's a sign, 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 that's a sign. Yeah, what they're going to say to you, your partner, it's actually going to surprise you, because they're going to come up with something completely out of the blue, like how much they want to learn something, how they want to like kind of start something, how they want to like kind of begin something, but it's a lot to do with suddenly they feeling the need to learn something. Don't laugh at them and don't say that that person, your partner, is crazy. This is going to be brilliant, because there is something that is actually going to happen by the 25th of October when it comes to this. On the 25th of October, precisely, there is a whole new initiative which is going to enter your life and your both spiritual journeys. The whole new initiative, when it comes to, on one hand, you will really know how to deal with a certain obstacle that was affecting your finances, and then on another hand, you are gonna realize exactly what is missing in both of your lives, and most importantly, the change, some kind of obvious change, it's gonna become absolutely impossible to avoid. This obvious change, it's also gonna be connected to the step and move that both of you will feel like you want to make, and this step, and change is going to make an absolutely massive impact on into your lives. It's going to help you to get to know both of you, what you want, what you need, but most importantly, how some kind of lifestyle you're both gonna benefit from so much. Like, there are certain things that are missing in your both lives that are gonna kind of be brought to your attention, that you should bring into your life, and you should do something about it, because you know this spiritual journey, as I said before, is just so short. So it's important to kind of make the most of this path. And when it comes to those of you who are single and ready to mingle, my gorgeous Geminini, you know that you are at around the 15th of October, you're going to be looking at a group of people who have done something to themselves, and you're going to feel like, oh my God, what these people have done to themselves, they destroy themselves. I don't know what this is going to be exactly, but what am I trying to say is that you are going to be looking at a group of people who have done something to themselves by themselves. And why is this important? Because very shortly after this moment in time, you are going to have some kind of idea how you want to kind of do something, how you want to go somewhere, and you must not forget this. Maybe this idea is going to be some kind of a club, maybe this idea is going to be some kind of a restaurant, but I know that this idea that you are going to have, it's going to put you in touch with somebody very special, somebody remarkable, who is going to inspire you, somebody very successful. And this particular person is going to be talking to you, and that particular person is going to be successful with something that is very similar to something that you are doing, that you are trying to do, that you are focusing, that you are trying to achieve, for example. And it's not about that person. That person is going to motivate you like there is no tomorrow. But that particular person is going to reappear in your life at around the end of October. And that particular person is somehow going to put you in touch with somebody else who you are gonna, oh my God, when you meet that other person, you are gonna be like, oh my God, where have you been all my life, baby? Somebody very beautiful, somebody very gorgeous, somebody very unusual, somebody extremely intelligent, but somebody very spiritual, and somebody who, like, you know, it's also going to make you aware of a different type of people that you like and fancy as well. And this is also a great sign of, like, you know, the changes that you've been through. You allowed yourself to grow, to change and evolve. So it's nothing unusual when now suddenly we feel this attraction towards somebody who we normally wouldn't feel attracted to. So I like this because it is to do with somebody special coming into your life very soon indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Geminini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.